Hi guys, welcome back to our podcast. I'm Elise.
And I'm Dom.
This week we are talking about ins and outs of 2024 as the year comes to an end.
All the things we want to leave and never see again and just leave them in the rear window or rear mirror.
Yeah. I feel like my ins and outs coming into 2024 are different than going into 2025 because we've grown and we've matured.
I don't honestly think I even thought about that last year.
I think I did because it was a TikTok trend.
You're like, I'm going to make one for TikTok.
I know.
But like, did you actually run with that? Probably not.
I don't think so, but I think I did it for every brand I was working for.
Ins and outs, Pilates edition.
Yeah.
Ins and outs, workout wear. We start off every podcast, as you guys know, with our peak and pit. I am going to start with my peak. We recently made the decision, Elise and I, to bring on a brand consultant for House of Movement. The reason behind that is we just feel as though we have so many ideas and so many opportunities that are coming into light, and we just want to make sure that we're executing it properly. As you guys know, we don't do this full time, and this is kind of just our passion project job on the side. So we want to make sure that the hours that we're allocating to House of Movement every week are effective and we're not like wasting time.
I also feel like it's hard because I do this as like my job. I like do consulting for brands and I help you build your vision and everything. And it's very simple for me to like look at a brand and help you out. But when it's like your own brand,
Yeah.
it's really difficult.
We want to bring on someone that is just objectively will look at us and just tell us, this is what you guys are doing right, this is what you guys are doing wrong. Let me help you with our events, our campaigns, our email marketing, how to streamline the process of getting people to sign up, and just bring new ideas to the table that we haven't been able to think about. I got recommended the brand consulting that we're bringing on by a good friend of mine, and she's actually using her for her job. So good. It was a good like word of mouth recommendation. We met with her and we both really liked her.
Yeah. I think also people don't really realize how much work.
Oh my goodness. I didn't even realize how much work goes into it.
And the other day I saw a comment on your TikTok, and it was somebody being like, their events are so expensive or they're never free or whatever.
I know, I was going to say something back, but you worded it perfectly.
I think the thing is at the end of the day, this is a business for us. This is a passion project, obviously, and we love doing it.
But we're trying to turn it into a business. And
we're trying to turn this into our full-time job.
Yeah, and like scale the shit out of it.
Yeah. So like, also, I don't think people realize, for example, our Sweat and Tonic event is costing like $4,000. So like we have to make up for it, and also our podcast every week costs $150 to $200 a week.
Yeah.
And all of these different things factored in, like I'm not paying out of pocket. So we got to make up for it.
And also too, what I wanted to say to that person who commented on the TikTok, you're paying for a workout class, and any class in the GTA, Toronto specifically, can range anywhere from $30 on the cheap end to $47.50. So paying $50, yes, for a workout event, but we're also doing a whole social after and the collaboration with the Zur. I think it's pretty standard. And I've also, which I've always done when we set the prices for our events, I've always asked girlfriends of mine, would you pay? Is this something that would you pay for? Do you think it's overpriced? And to get like a third opinion. But I don't know. I think with whatever you do, you're always going to get people that are contradicting or have something mean to say. But
I think another thing is we're planning on coming out with a product in the new year. And it's going to cost us around $20,000. So we need money to do that. And it's going to be worth it. And I think it's going to make the experience and everything so much better and so much easier. And we have like such great plans for it.
Yeah.
But look, we'd love to do free events, but it's not realistic.
Yeah. And I think because of things that we want to launch and things that we want to start putting into production, which is why we want to bring on a consultant and someone that does this for a living and someone that has the success behind them to show us why they should work with us. So it's been really cool. We had a meeting with her. She has sent over like her deck, her client success stories. So we're going to meet with her again, hopefully like in the next couple days, and kind of just get the ball rolling, because we definitely want help with just future events. And I honestly think what we said to her when we met in that meeting was we want to scale House of Movement, and we want to take it to from something that kind of just fabricated itself out of nowhere to the next level, and to be known as, I don't know, like a household name for events and social events in Toronto. And I don't know, we just want to like make this big. And I think
the goal, number one, like social club in Canada.
Yeah.
Like and something like that, like franchise.
We need help. Like I'm not a consultant. I didn't go to school for consulting. I don't have a business background. We have the support of like my dad, who has a really, really heavy and extensive business background behind him, who's going to be helping us with all of our financials and anything that we need. But I think just bringing someone on who is just a third party and will biasly look at us and just tell us exactly what to do and just take on projects, or like the minuscule tasks, or minuscule, is that the right word? Yeah. The smaller tasks that you and I maybe don't have the capacity to do. So that's our peak.
I'm excited.
It's a little nerve-wracking though to bring someone in and to kind of get them to see the behind the scenes of what we do. But I think when we make the decision, we're going to just make sure that it's obviously the right fit for us.
I think it's so funny. We always get DMs.
Kate, this to me, like, this makes me so happy. And I'm like, girl, no, like we don't have the space or like the time for it, but it makes me really happy.
We always get DMs of girls asking to be interns at House of Movement, and I don't think people realize it's just a 2-woman show.
It's just a 2-woman show. Like, babe, we don't even.
I'm like sitting on my couch, making the feed, grinding away.
Yeah.
And
I'm like reaching out, and we just do it ourselves. But I think because Elise has a full-time job that consumes so much of her time, and I just took on a new role, which we're both giving 100% to. We want to make sure that the 100% that we are giving to House of Movement is like perfection, and we're not wasting time brainstorming, and we're not, obviously there's trial and error, but we're not just we just wasted 2 weeks on something that maybe could have been streamlined a little bit faster if we had someone helping us. So that's my peak. Yours?
I mean, that's always a peak for me, but we were invited to the Joey's opening on King, and I'm excited because I love Joey's.
I love Joey's, and I love grand openings, and I think it'll be so fun to be on King Street on a Wednesday night. Like, we'll probably go, maybe we'll do something else after, but they reached out to Elise, and then she was like, you should reach out to them. And then it was so sweet. I need to read this.
Yeah, her email was really cute.
Her email was so sweet to me. So Elise, they reached out, I guess the management or whatever it was, the
management of Joey's found my email, I guess, and reached out and invited me to their opening. So I said to Dom, I'm like, you should reach out because I want to go with you. Yeah,
so then I sent them a message being like, hey, heard that you guys, like through word of mouth, heard that you guys have this launch for the opening of Joey's on King Street. Like, I'd be so happy to come, blah, 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 whatever. And then she responded back to me. She's like, hi, Dom, lovely to hear from you. You're actually one of my favorite influencers on TikTok right now. So I'm super familiar with your content. We would love to have you in a +1 at the Joey King Street event. And I was like, ah! So yeah, we're going to go to that next Wednesday on the 15th. No, not the 15th, the 10th or 11th. Whatever it is.
Something like that.
Yeah. So I would say that is both of our peaks for the week. What about your pit?
I'm just sick of making food, and I just want to like eat Chipotle every day.
I know. I think that if I didn't live at home, that would be probably one of my biggest struggles, because I can just rely on not that I can rely on 3 other people, but I rely on my mom and my dad to kind of like, I take that weight off my shoulders, and I'll come home, my mom's like, oh, dinner's ready. And like, I'm so busy throughout the day that I don't even need to think. Or because I work from home, my mom will text me just being like, hey, I quickly made you something for lunch. Like, it's downstairs, but I need to think about it. You need to think about it for yourself, and that's a big stress.
Yeah. I mean, I've been thinking about it for myself for the past 8 years, realistically, or however long it's been since university.
Especially being at school,
Yeah. So I've gotten used to it, but some weeks I'm just like, I want to eat burgers and Chipotle
and French fries mayo all day, every day.
Like last night at like 10 p.m. I ordered cheese fries and a Diet Coke. And you know what? Sometimes you got to do that.
And that's that. Okay, my pit, something that I've realized that I actually can't do. I used to love to wake up in the morning and have just a big fat old iced coffee, double espresso with milk. And I've realized since I started working, I don't know if it's just a little bit of anxiety, that's just formulating from my job, but I can't wake up now and have coffee on an empty stomach with no food, because I hop on the computer at 9:45. I'm telling you, I hop on the computer at 8:45. By 9:30, I'm palm sweating, jittering, like freaking out. And I thought about it it was like 2 weeks of this was going by, and I was like, oh my God, like I think I'm just so anxious, like. And then I would eat, and then it would go away. And then my mom was like, no, you just can't be super caffeinated on an empty stomach. Like, and I've been struggling with that for the past 2 weeks. So now I have to wake up, eat breakfast, and have my coffee.
Look forward to drinking my coffee in the morning. Like, that's what gets me out of bed.
I was that person until one day I couldn't. And I would be like palm sweating, trying to make these stupid little Canva graphics. And I was just like, no, I can't.
No, I love a good Nespresso pot. Nespresso, I've been trying to get on your freaking PR list for so long now. Like, please.
We are coffee lovers.
I am a ride or die Nespresso fan. Yeah. Like, please.
Yeah. Where do you get your pods?
Nespresso.
But like from where? Like from the Nespresso store, or do you buy them somewhere?
No, the store. Oh. Yeah, I just buy like a bunch of sleeves. My favorite is the coconut one, but it's limited edition, so I bought like 50 sleeves at a time.
And the sleeves is what, like 5 in one?
I think it's 10.
So like 1 pod a day.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. I mean, the pods, like if you calculate it, I think a pod comes down to like $2 per pod.
Okay, that's not bad.
So
that's not bad at all.
Yeah.
Okay, like we mentioned, we're talking about our in and outs of 2024. I think we're going to start with our outs and just kind of, we made a list on our phone, which is why we're going to pull that up, of just things that we're leaving in 2024, things that we just feel like don't fit our lifestyle anymore, things that maybe have bothered us this year that we've kind of just been putting up with. Do you want to start?
Yeah. So number 1, restricting yourself. I modeled for a long time in high school and the beginning of university, and I lived in New York for a bit, and I lived in Toronto for a bit, and I was like pursuing that pretty hardcore. And at the time, I'm 5'11". At the time, I was 30 pounds lighter than I am now, and I didn't really think anything of it. But now when I look back, I realize how bad my eating habits were. And I realize how far I've come, because now I could give 2 fucks about what I eat.
2 fucks. Heart, like full
no,
F.
For real. Like full F. Because I just don't care.
Yeah.
And I know that has taken a long time to come. And I have a friend, and I'm obviously not going to name names, that really struggles with body image and everything. So I feel for her. But
you're just over it.
I have come, and I think it's honestly since I've got a boyfriend, that I really don't care.
Yeah.
Like, if I want to eat it, I'm going to eat it.
Yeah.
And if you're going to judge me, then screw you.
Screw you and get out.
Yeah.
I think it's hard. Like, I don't restrict myself, but I go through periods in my life where I am so hypervigilant on how healthy I'm eating, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm eating so good. And then I'll have a really shitty weekend where I go out and I'm drinking and I'm having so much fun, and then I pig out, and then I wake up on Monday morning and I feel so like I'm so hard on myself that I need to just fall into a mindset of just like balance. And I know we talk about that all the time, and you see it everywhere, and you see all those TikToks like 80-20, but like that's a big thing. So I would say, instead of restricting myself, like my out would be to stop being so like up and down, and to just like eat, work out. If I have something bad to eat, so be it, and like just move on, and it's not the end of the world, because I put so much pressure on myself.
I mean, mine has definitely come over time. I'm not like where I'm at now just because like I just don't care. It has come with like years since I was 15, 16 years old of,
and that's hard. Those are
trial and error.
Like pinnacle years in your childhood, where it's establishing your relationship with food. And there's so many people now that are like mid-20s that can't get over the trauma that they created for themselves when they were younger. So for you to be able to just get over that is...
Well, this is so niche, but somebody out there is going to know. Cambry Schroeder, she used to do these meal plans. And when I was 15, 16 years old, like I was obsessed with like her videos and everything of like, and looking back, like it was so unhealthy, like what she was doing.
It's like when you see, it's like when I was in high school and I would try and convince my mom that I need to go on these juice detox cleanse.
Yeah.
My mom would be like, you're taking laxatives for 4 days, right? I'm like, no, Mom. It's a juice cleanse.
This is it.
I'm like, this is it. Like, this is how I'm going to be I remember grade 12 prom, a week before my prom, I begged my mom to buy me those, the juice, like the detox ones. Yeah. What was I thinking? My mom was like, you're taking laxatives for 4 days. And I was like, no, it's a juice cleanse. It says it's a juice cleanse, Mom. Like, what do you mean? She's like, yeah. So
we're getting rid of that.
Yeah. So just get that shit out of here.
Get out of there.
Okay. Number 2 is we're leaving behind worrying about things that you don't need to worry about. I feel super heavy on this. I create so many fictional, is that the word? Fictional scenarios in my head that over things that don't mean anything, over things that have little to no impact on my life and are not going to affect me in the long term. And I get so fixated on it. Arguments that I have with people, disagreements that I have with my sister, problems that I have with my boyfriend, I will get so dialed in on things that just don't matter. Me too. I get so overly consumed by it. And it's one of my biggest downfalls, because I will have my mom constantly say to me, can you just let it go? Can you just stop? Can you just relax? And I struggle with that.
I have a hard time letting stuff go too.
Or just worrying about things or caring about things that have nothing to do with your circle. I know. Nothing to do with the things around you. Is this immediately gonna affect your life?
Well, it's is next week, is this gonna be an issue? No, probably not.
So let's just out it. Okay. Let's just leave it go. Let it go.
Okay. Number 3, compulsive spending. This is an in for me.
This is, I think we keep it here, right, guys?
I'm going to be honest. I like to treat myself. If I've had a tough week, I love a good Sephora spree.
So I had a girlfriend. She'll know exactly who she is if she listens to this podcast. She had, and I feel so bad for her, a traumatic weekend, and just so much stuff has been piling up. So she literally called me today before I was getting here. She was like, I know I already spent $400 at the Sephora sale, but I just went back to Sephora and spent another $400. And she's like, I fucking deserve it. She's like, after everything I had. And then she texted me. She's like, Dom, she's like, I think that was really bad. She's like, that was impulsive. And I get it. We all go through those moments. But I think, and we did a whole episode on finances. So just adding on to everything we said there, just being I know you can play that whole, I'm just a girl and girl math and everything, but
just be aware.
I think that's the only thing of, you can't have $1,500 compulsive purchases every single month. Yeah. It's not,
it's set a budget for yourself.
It's not sustainable, but if you want it, that blazer you got, I say keep it. She got a beautiful $248 blazer. It's the cinched in one. And I know that you can get a dupe. Granted, it is so thick, and the corsetting and the structure of the blazer, that with a black mini skirt or black effortless shorts
and tights.
I
know.
I know you'll wear it. I know
I'll wear it too.
Beautiful.
I just got it to see what it looks like. That's my problem.
I just got it to try it on. I don't really want it.
I know,
I just got it. You're I just ordered this full Aritzia haul just to see.
I know.
I don't really want it.
Yeah. I do that.
I know. Okay, so compulsive spending is out. Something that this is super niche, but I think we, as a collective, we need to just stop using Snapchat.
That's gotta go.
Snapchat reminds me of when I was in high school and people were sending around raunchy pictures. Yeah. Let's just delete Snapchat off our phone. I don't Snapchat anyone. I think all of the last Snapchat I got was from you today, but
which was a one-off.
Which is a one-off, but all of mine, if I literally open Snapchat today, 5 weeks ago, 7 weeks ago, 7 weeks ago, 8 weeks ago. I think the last time I was using Snapchat was when I was in Ibiza and in Greece, because it was just an easy way to communicate. But I hate Snapchat, and I think we just should all let it go. I think it's gotta
go. It's time to go. Okay, next one. Bad sleeping habits. We have spoken about sleep and my issues with it.
Yeah.
So I'm done with it now. And I'm putting it out there that, you know what? 2025, I'm sleeping good. I have been staying up late, and I've been kind of going out late this week, and I'll get home, not even late, I'll get home 11:15, but then by the time I get into bed, take my dog out, wash my face, do whatever I need to do, put on Netflix to try and wind down, take magnesium, I'm falling asleep at 1:30,
And like I wake up the next morning and I'm like, I hate that you did that. Like I hate it. Like I'm so aware, but I'll just do it. But then on the days yesterday, I went to bed at, I don't know, I think the last time I checked my phone was like 10:15. I was like falling asleep, like, you know, when you're like about to go into REM, like my head was like so heavy and I was like, oh, I know this is gonna be a good sleep. And I woke up today at 7 and I was like, oh my God, like that, it was such a good feeling. And I hate that I do that to myself, especially during the week. Like I can't be, what am I doing gallivanting around Richmond Hill at 11:30? Like go home. And we talk about sleep all the time, but like it's so refreshing and it's so nice when you wake up in the morning and you're like refreshed and you're not like clinging on to coffee because you're like, I will not make it. So bad sleep is out for sure. What else are we leaving out? Oh, FOMO. I struggle so hard with FOMO. Like I will go out even if I don't want to go out because I get such bad FOMO.
I've never gotten FOMO.
I get FOMO every weekend. Like every single weekend. I had FOMO so bad last week I gave away my shift even though I needed to work. It was this past Saturday when I went out for Halloween and I wore the wig. I wasn't supposed to go out. It was like a last minute thing. I went out on the Friday. So I was like, in my mind, I was like, okay, you're going out on the Friday.
Like you got your fix.
You got your fix. You had so much fun. And then I woke up Saturday and then everyone was like texting in our group chat and they're like, who's ready for tonight? Like, let's send it. And I was like, and then I texted in my work group chat. I was like, hey guys, does anyone want like a last minute shift? And some girl was like, yeah, actually I do. And I was like, cool, just released it. I woke up Sunday morning feeling awful because then I had to work Sunday night and I was like, there was no reason to, but I get such bad FOMO and my boyfriend always says it to me. He's like, why? Like, why do you?
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know. I think that's a deep root. I think like that's something that you just like have. Like you just have the urge to like
I also
be
love
social.
to go out. I love to go out and I love to be around my friends and I love the process of getting ready and I love everything that comes with it, that I don't think I'll ever get rid of FOMO, but I'm hoping that putting it down I think if you put it down, right?
Then
like
it works.
That it works. But I want to just try feeling the need to just go out when it's not, oh my goodness, like this has been a plan that's been like put in stone. Like if I'm planning a date or like a dinner date with a girlfriend, or if I have a birthday or something that's like, this is a necessity, like you have to go out. But if it's just like a whatever, we're going here, there's no plan, there's like no need for me to go out. But yeah, I've always had it since high school, even probably like out of the womb. I was like, I gotta go out.
You've been partying out of the womb.
Okay, our last thing is, I think I wrote this, being overly caffeinated throughout the day and energy drinks. Do you drink Red Bull?
When I go out sometimes.
Okay, I like to drink Red Bull or like Alani's.
I like Alani.
Yeah, but it makes me feel so horrible, and I think back to like poor sleeping habits, I get very little sleep, or I have such a like shitty sleep the night before that I wake up and I need to overly caffeinate myself to get through the day, and then it's just a consistent cycle of I'm so anxious and like I'm jittery, and I need to just regulate that.
Yeah.
But I've been getting good sleeps, and like I have no problem sleeping. It's just I need to get into bed and then I can sleep.
Yeah, fair.
So that is all of our outs for 2024. We are probably going to put one on Instagram, and like a little bit more extensive one, and maybe more business approach of things that we're leaving for House of Movement behind. But this was our personal take on our outs. Let us start with our ins for 2024 or 2025.
Okay, I put this one, waking up on a good note. I think this has really set the tone for my day. If I wake up on a good note, the past couple days, I have gotten up and I have stayed in bed, and it kind of has made my days feel really like low.
Are you the type of person that wakes up in the morning and can like immediately get up, or do you linger and scroll?
No, I get up. I might sit there for like 2 to 5 minutes, but I'm up.
You're up?
I'm up because if I sit like there, up. I'm up. Oh yeah, my boyfriend gets so annoyed with me because he loves to sleep, and I'm like, let's go.
Let's chase our bag.
Like I'm like blasting music, like dance party. Yeah. Let's do it.
Like let's clock in.
Yeah.
I wake up, I look at my dog, she's tucked in, and I'm like, we could go back to bed for like 5 more minutes.
Yeah.
If my alarm goes off at 7, I'm getting out of bed at like 7:15, 7:20, 7:30.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, I just can't fall back asleep
because then it's game over.
Well, because then I'll wake up again and I'll be even more tired, and it just is like, it's not good. So I get morning zoomies, and I just
we talked about this today. I feel as though when I wake up in the morning and my productivity hits, I'm like, okay, I need to take advantage of this moment or else it's just gonna wither away. Mm-hmm. And then I've lost it, and then we gotta wait another day.
I would say from like 9 a.m. until noon is probably my most productive hours of the day, and then probably like 7 p.m. to 9 p.m.
No, mine are from 9 to 1. I need a little afternoon break. I need to get outside, go to a workout class, and then I come back and probably like 5 to 7 is then I can get it started again. So you would say your in is what? Just creating a better like morning routine for yourself?
I think just like keep this routine rolling. Like the good morning startup, like playing music, doing my skincare, turning the lights on, like it just sets the tone for the day. Yeah. So keep it up.
Okay, working out because we want to, not because you have to. I think I've been pretty on the ball with this one. Yeah. I look at when I work out now, I look at it as like a privilege to get to work out, and it is different than the approach that I used to have for myself of, okay, I'm working out because like I want to look good. Granted, I obviously want to look good, but it feels so good like mid work day. Like today I started work at 9, and then I had a workout class from 12 to 1, and I like rushed over to the Pilates studio, did my workout, and I was driving home, and like it feels so good to move your body and to like sweat and get your endorphins out and just like de-stress, that like I look forward to working out. And I think it's more the feeling that I get after. Like when I drive home, I'm like high. Like I'm like, I was just working out in a 40-degree room yelling pulse for the 50th time, and it feels so good when you leave, and I'm like dripping sweat driving home, but I'm like, oh my god, I'm on top of the world.
Sometimes if I had a really productive day, not even a really productive day, just like a good day, it doesn't necessarily have to be productive, and I didn't work out because I was on that like high throughout the day of work, by the end of the night, honestly, this is so lame, I could like sprint on the treadmill for 10 minutes just to like get the energy out. Like I need to do something. And it's not because like I didn't work out, because I just didn't have time. Whereas before I'd be like, no, you need to go to the gym and you need to do this and you need to do 3 workouts a day and get it done. But now I'm like, I didn't go to the gym today. But I went yesterday. It's fine.
But I went yesterday, and like you're not so hard on yourself for the fact that you didn't go. That's why, like, if I only work out 4 days a week or 3 days a week, I'm like, well, at least I got to go. And I had 3 killer classes, and I sweat so much. And it's like a privilege to be able to go and a privilege to move my body, rather than being so just awful on yourself. And I think that's something that I struggled with a lot this year. I was like, if I don't go 5 days a week, I'm fat.
Yeah. Well, that's like even my sisters, they were like, they have never been like super big into working out. And they're like, oh, I just hate the gym. I don't like doing this. And I'm like, it won't work if you force yourself
to like it,
but you need to have the discipline to get there. But find something that you like to do.
Find a class, find a studio, find the instructor, do aerobics, try swimming. Like there's like a million things. You don't even necessarily need to work out. Like it could just be walking. You could join like a club, like a team, anything to just like be moving. But that would be definitely one of our ins for 2025.
Next one, unfollowing people. Let me tell you, today was the election, and I was unfollowing people left and right.
One of my girlfriends literally unfollowed 35 people.
Yeah, I think I did too.
Yeah, and she's like, I got a few unfollows back, and I'm like, cool. So be it.
Today was for different reasons, because like I'm very opinionated towards it, but like if I don't want to follow you, I'm just going to unfollow you. Yeah. Like, I don't know. Like, it's not that deep. If I haven't spoken to you.
So I went out funny enough that we're talking about unfollowing. I went out on Friday, and I unfollowed a handful of people. And I saw one of these people when we were out, and she was so extremely sour. And I didn't put 2 and 2 together. Like, I unfollowed her because maybe this is kind of stupid to say, but we used to work together, and then I unfollowed her because I'm like, I don't really want to follow 30 people that I used to work with. Like, I'm never gonna see you again. Yeah. Like, I don't know. To me, I was like, I'm gonna unfollow you.
I don't talk to you.
I don't talk to you. We were never friends. Like, we were never friends. We never built a relationship outside of work that I was like, okay, I'm gonna continue talking to you. Anyways, long story short, I followed her, and then I saw her Friday night because we were leaving the bar, and then I find out 2 days later that someone told me, they're like, yeah, she didn't say hi to me, is what I'm trying to get at. And I was super offended on Friday because she didn't say hi to me, and I didn't put 2 and 2 together that I unfollowed her and she didn't say hi to me.
Oh my gosh.
So then one of my girlfriends told me that she was like, oh yeah, this person was like super sour on the fact that like you didn't unfollow them, so like she felt like you didn't deserve her respect to like say hi.
Oh, grow up.
Yeah. So anyways, I'm gonna unfollow whoever I want to unfollow. I just don't want to unfollow. I just don't think it's that deep. Like, I think if you're giving,
it's not that deep.
It's not.
Like, don't like cry yourself to sleep about it. Like, you'll be okay.
Yeah.
It's not that deep.
But that actually like happened to me this weekend, which was really funny.
I think I know who you're talking about.
Okay, what is our next one?
Reading and journaling. I
need to start.
Okay.
Like, okay, can we remove this one for a second? Like, I don't want to read and journal.
Okay, journaling has never been my thing. I have tried to do it, and it's like such a task, but I have noticed it's helpful occasionally. To just get it out. Even if you type it out, just like put it out there. So
no.
Try it out.
I need to start.
Okay, next, dinner parties. I am moving into a new apartment in a couple months, and I'm going to start hosting dinner parties.
Lovely.
Like cute ones.
We've been talking about, we want to do a really beautiful like dinner party for House of Movement. Maybe in the new year, maybe 1 year anniversary, something like that. Mm-hmm. But I just think they can be so intimate, and I think that when they're done well, they're just so... Like, it's such a beautiful layout, and I think with the right people and with the right atmosphere and, like, everyone coming and they're on the same energy, vibration, I think it's so fun. I've seen dinner parties, like, done so well on Instagram, and I know that there's so many kind of, like, companies that you can hire to, like, help you with the decor and everything, but I think we could, like, fully do it ourselves. I think dinner parties are beautiful, and I think it's, like, another way to elevate a night out.
Especially I also just, when, like I grew up with my parents throwing like dinner parties weekly.
All the time.
Yeah, I love it.
Like hosting and like getting ready, and you just dress up so nice, and you're just like sitting down and you're eating like a beautiful 3-course meal, and then you get hammered.
Yeah. No, my parents do that like on a weekly basis, and I just love that.
Dinner parties are in. You heard that here.
Okay, next one. Complimenting strangers. I am saying this because it has happened to us a few times where girls have come up to us like on the street or like in the mall, recognizing us from like the podcast or House of Movement, and like saying that they love our content or love what we're doing and stuff. And I've never really thought that deeply into it until people started doing it to us, and it feels really good.
It speaks volumes, and I think to be a little bit vulnerable out in public and to go up to someone and to give them the acknowledgement and recognition, I think is so it's such an awesome thing to do. And I think it's like, I think it speaks more on like the person doing it, because like you're just a cool girl. Like, I think
you have a lot of confidence.
You have a lot of confidence, and I think it speaks so highly of yourself when you go and you're like, oh my god, like, no, I need to stop that girl, like she looks so nice. I love that. I honestly love it. Or when people are like, I know when you're in the bathroom and like you're out with your girlfriends, but like when a girl stops you in the bathroom and she's like, I like love what you're wearing, or like you smell so nice, like it feels nice. Like, I think everyone just wants to be seen and like just wants that acknowledgement.
Well, I think also like maybe someone didn't get a compliment today, and maybe you're gonna be the person that does it.
Be that person.
Yeah.
So go out and compliment strangers, please.
Okay, next, solo dates.
I actually take myself on solo dates a lot when I go to Farm Boy. I have a Farm Boy right beside my house, and if I'm like feeling really bad after work, or if I just had a day, I will go to Farm Boy, peruse the aisles for an hour, buy myself 3 cases of ramen, and come home. But I think the solo date that you're talking about is like
dinner.
dinner.
Yeah, like, no, I want to go to a fancy restaurant and I want to sit at a table by myself and drink a glass of wine and eat my meal.
Yeah.
And like
it exudes such a level of confidence.
I know.
And that means you're so secure in yourself.
I'm gonna do it.
Okay, do it. I'll be at the table next to you. Sorry, we're just like both on solo dates. Do you guys know her? No,
not at all.
But we will be sitting together.
What did
for
you
dessert.
order?
Yeah, what did you get, Dom?
Okay, last one, limiting alcohol consumption.
Okay, so I wrote this, and this is actually something that my girlfriends and I have been talking about. Like I said, I love to go out, and I love to party, and I love to drink, and I love to have fun, and I love to let loose. But not that this is not me. I'm not putting this on here because I'm saying that I have a poor relationship with alcohol. I don't whatsoever. There's so much information out there on the negative effects that alcohol has on your body. And for me, I'll go like Monday through Friday. I'm so healthy. I work out 5 days a week. I do these hot classes, and I'm very diligent with my workout, or very diligent with the way that I eat. And then Friday or Saturday rolls around, and I drink so much, or I go out and I indulge so much that I wake up the next morning and I feel horrible.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm so, not even my hangover, like physically, like I'm so bloated that I'm like, ew, I hate this feeling. And I talked about this with my friend, actually. She was like, I really want to, obviously November, like there's so many birthdays, so like I can't do it now. But in the new year, I really just want to make a conscious effort of, I don't know, like they're
just limiting it,
and like not saying that I need to cut it out, because like I love to go out and I love to have fun, but it just, the way that I feel after is I'm like, oh, okay, like I'm not gonna drink.
I think I'm definitely a wine girl. Yeah. So like I love just like a glass of wine. Like even last night I was like, I would love to be drinking just a glass of wine right now, but I was like, I'm going out on Friday, so, and it's for your birthday. So like, let's just like avoid it. And we were supposed to be doing like a dinner tomorrow night. So I was like, I know, I don't need it. Yeah. But do I love a glass of wine? Yeah, of course I do. But
like, I will say I'm not sober curious, as people say.
What is sober curious?
It's like a thing. People talk like, there's so many. Okay, so at my restaurant that I work at, we put out so many mocktails, like new mocktails on the menu. And I was like, why? And the manager that was like doing the food like walkthrough, she was like, oh, we're putting out so many mocktails because it's like a new thing that people are like sober curious. So you go out and you have a mocktail that looks like a drink, but you're trying to be sober.
Sober curious.
So it's sober curious. So I'm not sober curious. Let's get that straight. But I think
you're just limiting.
I'm just limiting. Yeah. And you see so many people out there that are like, once I cut alcohol out, it completely transformed my life.
I don't think you need to go cold turkey. I don't think you need to cut it out. I think moderation.
Yeah, I think that's like the perfect way to describe it.
Like we can still live our lives. We can still have fun. Yeah. But like you just don't need to drink 4 days a week.
Yeah.
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 Maybe one day.
Yeah, I know. It's just, and it's not even that it's like that much. It's just like when I do go out, I like to have so much fun. Yeah. That I wake up the next morning and I'm like, ugh, this whole day's a write-off. Why am I bloated? Now my stomach hurts. And then it like takes a full day. So it's just, I don't know. I need to be mindful. Maybe it's like what I drink or whatever. But I know a lot of people that I've talked to actually about this are like, I just want to not be sober. Like I don't want to do that. I think it's just be a little bit more hyper aware of what I'm putting into my body. Okay, guys, thank you so much for listening to this week's episode. We had a really fun time compiling this list and just kind of putting together things that we absolutely never want to see in 2025 and things that we are aspiring to just slowly integrate into our everyday life.
Yeah.
Okay.
Starting fresh.
Okay, thank you guys. See you next week.